Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do my first impressions on the Kizer Megatherium in lefty configuration. This was sent to me by my buddy on Instagram, Brian. Really cool dude. He sent me some knives to review. I really appreciate that. And this time, he sent a box with 4 knives. I didn't know what they were, so it was kind of cool. This was one of them. And I kind of, after unboxing it, was like, all right, you'll probably just see an overview of this, and I'll be done with it, right? I'm not going to be really doing the full review of it. But, you know, I can be a little petty sometimes, or a little brash, or whatever you want to call it. And I decided, you know, why not give it a shot? I'll carry it a couple times. I'll cut with it a little. I'll see how it goes, and I'll do a full review. So I'm going to do the full process here, and we're at the first impression stage. I have had it, you know, a bit longer than a couple days, but you know, I've only carried it once and played with it a little bit, so I really am at that kind of first impression stage of it. Now, you can see it's a big guy, right? The reason I do 3 videos for each knife, I do an unboxing, and sometimes there is no unboxing, sometimes there is, sometimes it's unboxed with 10 other knives, sometimes it's on its own, right? Then there's the first impressions or overview, depending on the knife, right? And with that video, or disassembly even, with that video, what I want to do is kind of give you an up-close look at the knife. I feel like a lot of guys like YouTubers that do the desktop style view because they want to see the knife, right? They want to get that up-close look at the design and the lines and all that stuff and see the, you know, the different aspects of the knife, the markings on the blade, right? And when we do the kind of face cam stuff, it's really cool because you get to see our reaction, and I really like doing that with the unboxing specifically. Excuse me. And for me, I prefer the face cam type thing because I can kind of be myself, and I don't know, it just seems a little better. And then for the full review, I'll do the face cam as well so that you can see what I'm feeling about the knife, right? And my conclusion on it. And by then, you should have already gotten the up-close look at it. So basically, this is your knife porn video for this knife. Anyway, if anybody's ever wondering why I do 3 videos and why I do it the way I do it, that is why. So yeah, initially right off the bat, I kind of hate this knife. I won't lie, I don't like it very much at all. It's very big. It's very obnoxious. It's very kind of uncomfortable. It's not fun to flip or anything for me. Being left-handed almost does nothing for it. So I'll get into that. But first, I guess I'll show you size comparisons. Is that the best way to do this? Here's a bug out. I'll do the old, you know, slicey MC thing here. And here's a pair of 3. I'm not going to do much more, though. Maybe I'll get a big knife out, right? I don't have too many, though. So there's your comparison of those 2. So it's a hefty knife, right? You know, it's a big old boy, as they would say. What do I have? I don't know. I don't have anything super large. I can't believe I'm taking this out, but the Shadow Ranger here is a good comparison. Look at that. Almost dead nuts, guys. These are almost the same. They are the same exact size. That's incredible. And because I know a lot of you have handled the Shadow Ranger, the greatest EDC knife that's ever existed. You guys ever seen this bad boy up close? Shoo! Just broke some TV screens. Anyway, if that helps at all, there you go. Yeah, so again, like aesthetically, it's just kind of ugly. It's an Isham, guys. So there, we'll start with that. We'll look at it. Megatherium, Isham design, stone-washed blade, which is interesting. Over here you have Kizer. You have S35 VN steel. And come on, baby. Come on, baby. This is why I hate this stuff. There's your model number. Here's your shitty carbon fiber. I mean, this stuff is horrendous, guys. I mean, it is almost as bad as this shitty micarta. Look at that. Bacon carbon fiber and bacon micarta. Just gross. Then you just have plain titanium. You have a milled clip, which kind of sucks, to be honest. You really got to shove it in the pocket to get it in. And then once that part's in, then it's like fine. But you have to, shove it in there. That's what she said. And then you got to kind of rip it out, too. So action is blech. Doesn't really have good closing action. Tiniest bit of play, so it's not because the pivot's too tight. I'm sure it's on bearings. They're terrible. I hate Kizer's bearings. They use these black, like plastic caged ceramic bearings. I just have never had good luck with their bearings. And you can't swap them because they're some weird ass size, at least that I've found. So you'll see the flipper, right? I didn't even mean to fail. I wasn't like trying to show anything there. It was an accident. Now, one thing I like is how when you flip it, the flipper's hidden, right? And that's part of the design here. Ergos, man, it's so weird. There's a swell here, a huge swell, and then a flat kind of rounding back here, a little swell here. It's an item, guys. It's weird, right? Yeah, it fits my hand. It kind of feels ergonomic, if you know what I mean. But it doesn't at the same time because I have to use it as a knife. Like, yeah, great, it fits in my hand, right? And it's comfortable. But I can't use it as a knife now. Like, I guess if I do this kind of cut, I can. But if I'm trying to do anything like this, I got to switch over to like a pinch grip. And now it's just weird, right? And I'm the kind of guy who usually is using the tip and then, that's what she said again, using the tip and then, getting into the package or cutting the cardboard. I'm not cutting cardboard like this usually. I'm going through it like this, and it feels weird like that. So there's that. Then there's this choil. I think that's what it is. And that's actually pretty comfortable. But again, now the knife is pointing at the sky, right? It's some Buzz Lightyear shit. I forget the saying, but reach for the sky, right? I can't aim down, so I have to go back to this grip to aim down, and now it just feels weird again. It does seem to have a pretty good grind on it. You can see here it is a tall, flat grind. Comes down to a decent edge. It actually cuts pretty well. I just cut some paper and stuff. I might show you in the full review, but this blade has been beat up. Now, the middle finger flick is my biggest issue with this knife. If you're gonna give me a knife that has a hole in it, I'm gonna flick it. I'm gonna flick it, right? I'm a flicker. So it better be able to do some flicking. And it just feels weird. Like, the only place you can hold it is down here. It's the only place you can comfortably get it to flick out, right? And yeah, it works. But my finger kind of naturally wants to be up here. And what happens is, ow, that hurt. What happens is it gets caught on that, which is part of the scale. It comes out, and then as it comes out, your finger is hitting the scale. And it's just extremely uncomfortable, because if you flick and catch that corner, your finger's getting all of it. It's getting all of it, and it hurts. So you got to kind of be lower, which means you got to get down into this pocket, which is kind of like the knife slipping out of my hand, and your finger just wants to slide up there. It's just, I don't know, it's not intuitive, and it's not super comfortable. And then you have the flipper, which works. The flipper works. The detent is pretty good, guys. I haven't really noticed any issues until, yeah, it's a strong detent, a strong enough detent. I didn't really notice any issues until I got on camera here and I'm down at this angle, like, trying to do it. When I'm out in the wild just flipping it, I haven't had any problem with that. Again, closing action's kind of weak sauce. It drops to your nail and then, a bunch of shaking and she goes home. Yeah, I mean, those are pretty much my thoughts, trying to keep it quick here, and I don't have that much to say. Um, it's all right. I had some comments from my unboxing that, this knife is amazing. Like, some people love this thing. And I get that. A lot of people love the Isham designs. I haven't really, I think the only Isham I've ever owned is a McKenna from Civivi. And I sold that too. It was just kind of small, but I like how out there his stuff is. And I'm not one who's like afraid of these designs. Like, you guys have seen, I have a Arcane Design crawler, which is arguably one of the craziest designs out there. Yeah, detent's really good. But I don't know, just ergonomically and everything, and like design wise, they just don't necessarily work for me, and they do tend to be right hand biased. That's why there's a lefty version of this. But even with that, I've had times where I've kind of locked up the lock bar on this. Just, I don't know, like, I guess pressure being put right there. It's just not as intuitive as I'd want it to be. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the Kizer Megatherium in lefty. Those are my first impressions. I'll stick with it. I'll keep giving it a shot. We'll see what happens. The more I play with it, the more comfortable I'm going to get with it. That's true. And maybe I'll get to the point where I actually kind of like it. Right now, it's okay. I get it. It's, for me, it's kind of like one of those things where, and of course, this comes right-handed as well, right? So it's universal. To me, it's one of those things where I don't think there's going to be a lot of righties out there screaming about how much they love their right-handed Megatherium. It's kind of like they made a lefty one, so of course lefties are going to buy it because we only have 10 knives to buy, So it's kind of one of those deals too, I think. I think that's why Brian owns this, because it was a lefty knife and he was like, let me give it a shot. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's why. And that would be the only reason I would have ever bought one to try as well. But I do appreciate that Kizer makes lefties, so that is a positive thing on their end, even though I'm not the biggest Kizer fan. Anyway, appreciate you guys stopping by. I love you all so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you later.